Hey everyone, first I just want to say thanks to all those of you who have donated to the Kickstarter.com project of mine, Gringo. Things are going okay. I mean, up and up. Secondly, I have skipped a little bit ahead into the book. Left Panama, flew to Guayaquil, have taken a bus to Quito. So that's where this chapter starts. This chapter is probably the most violent, and it is probably a little awkward. I don't know if you're a little squeamish about that sort of thing, maybe not listen to it. But yeah, this one gets kind of nasty. So anyways, here we go. The bus pulls into Quito's main terminal, but I stay on with a few others. Nacho's hostile recommendation included orders to hold tight on the bus because it will be a shorter cab ride. Not wanting to make things any harder on myself in a foreign city late in the night, I'm willing to listen to any sort of advice to keep safe. Once the exits are clear of the bus, we slowly creep onto a cobbled road heading deeper into Quito. The lit churches are now upon us, their lights a colored buoy against a hillside of darkness. The bus's final stop is a Holiday Inn type looking hotel, and the rest of us pile out. The driver dislodges my previously thrown pack, hands it to me, and I check my notepad to make sure I get the name of my hostel correct. Walking towards a group of cabbies, leaning against their cars, they perk at the smell of fresh tourists. To the group I ask, "Do you know the Sucre Hostel? The San Francisco Plaza?" The driver in front looks about at his companions in question. A driver behind him says he does, so I throw my gear into his car and speed off into Old Town Quito. The streets are one way and narrow, and when they're not one way, they're separated by a divider, keeping the shallow cabs from dangerously swerving into oncoming traffic. Really a win-win for everyone. Not that it matters, the streets are empty of people and cars. We gradually climb uphill and take a right onto a wide pedestrian walkway. 4 blocks later, he takes a left, and an expansive plaza opens to my right. A large white building with grayish accents on the doors and bell towers oversees a sizable square. It's 3 stories tall, the bell towers rising 2 more, and is radiantly flooded by concentrated light. Just as we pull past the plaza's bordering street, the cabbie throws it in reverse, and we back up a block and a half, stopping in front of a large, fortified door. Like the driver in Guayaquil, he gets out of the car and presses the ringer. Moments later, the door cracks, and again like before, the cabbie discusses with the night manager the possibility of my lodging. While the men discuss, I inhale a frigid breath. The air is thin and crisp like a November morning. The cabbie wants $4, so I give it to him even though that felt like a $2 ride, but I'm in no position to barter. Inside the door, I follow the grunting man up a staircase to a black steel gate that swings open to noise and light. The living area is lively with people strewn about couches, guitars strumming, cigarettes smoking. The record doesn't completely stop, but I still get checked out by the drum circle. The Sucre has a bit of an Arabian feel to it with domed doorways, a patterned tile floor, and odd-colored interior windows. The manager's office is directly on the right upon entering, and the short, heavily bottom-lipped night man has quickly established himself at the ledger, awaiting my request. "The cheapest room you have, please," I ask. Okay. $8. His voice kind of has a growl to it, but he's too giddy to have any kind of anger. His posture and height remind me of Danny DeVito. Nacho told me I could get a room for 3, but I'm not going to argue. I rip out 8 and will place it in the opening at the bottom of the plexiglass. Taking up nearly every inch of wall space around the main room are posters promoting Ecuadorian tourism. Any kind of wild animal you want? Ecuador's got it. Waterfalls you're into? Not a problem. Churches? Have you looked out the window yet? How many nights, he asks. Slowly, to get all the words right, I answer, 3. But I want to change rooms tomorrow, if possible. Okay. We talk about that tomorrow. He hands me the ledger, and I fill in the date, my name, my country, and my passport number. Satisfied, he circles back from behind the office, pats me on the shoulder, and gestures for me to follow him. We climb another set of stairs to the second floor, but the music and conversation from below follow us. The second floor rooms all line the outer wall with the mezzanine wrapping around the open space in the center. 10 clotheslines tied from one end to the other support travelers' towels, underwear, socks, jeans, anything that could possibly need drying. Light cream pillars divide the fenced opening from the room entrances. Cracked black leather couches grace a wall on each side. "Here," he motions to me. "In here." The manager is grinning at me, but more importantly has my room door open. He flicks the light to reveal a dorm of good size, complete with a table and full-size bed. The bathroom is a bit small with no shower curtain, but when it comes down to it, a shower head is more important than a shower curtain. "Hot water?" I ask. "Very." Between the toilet, sink, and shower is about 3 total feet, making whatever one would want to accomplish in the bathroom a tight operation. "Good?" he asks. Yeah, thanks. Here," and he hands me a padlock with key already inserted. "My name is Juan." "Ah, me too." Okay. "Hey, Juan, is there food here?" I ask. "Anything close?" Juan starts twiddling his hands and points across the plaza past the lit church out the window. "Easy?" I reply. Yeah. "Ah, okay, fantastic, thanks." Needing to dress for the cold air, I pull on my wool base layer as well as a cheap waffle cotton long sleeve. To finally be wearing cold weather clothing is a bit rewarding, in that I've gone far enough to experience a different weather system. One of my favorite parts of fall in Washington is when the weather turns, requiring a bit more bundling. Naturally, after a week of this, I will want warm weather and beaches. Excited to find food, I bound down the stairs, through the gate, and out the formidable door. The night accepts me, maybe because I'm the only person out. As before, the plaza is without human presence, but the floodlights fill the void. I decide to wander, snapping photos along the way. I come upon another classically Spanish large square plaza with a circular fountain and statue in the middle. On the north end is the governmental palace, a formal-looking building with a balcony that reaches the length of the structure. The west is lined by a church, the east by a hotel with a beautiful walkway carved under the second floor. A European influence does not hide. The shrubbery is immaculately manicured, hedges edged at a 90-degree angle. No more, no less. Benches surrounding the fountain await patronage. I oblige one and sit, taking in the night's emptiness. Beyond the governmental palace, lights from houses rise 1,000 feet up the hillside, reaching high enough to be stars. What the city must look like from there. The stray dogs, the romantic couples walking, the night scene, nothing is here. Just darkness where lights do not reach. I continue on my road down the hill, thinking that I'm en route to an area with a little more action, and hopefully some food. Above and behind me, a cage rattles and I look over my right shoulder to see a derelict man pressing himself up against a barred window frame. "Do you have a pen?" he asks, or at least that's what I think he says. His resemblance is not far from Gollum's, the entity with split personalities in The Lord of the Rings. His eyes are bulging, and the way he's pressing himself up against the steel, knees pushing through the space between the bars, does not give me comfort. I answer him in the negative and accelerate my pace down the hill. My quiet night has been broken, and now I'm focused on eating some food and getting home along the best lit path possible. Reaching the base of the hill, I pass a couple of guys around a grill. They both turn their heads, watching me as I pass with looks that ask, "What are you doing out, Gringo?" I'm starting to ask myself the same question. But before I can answer, I find an open restaurant specializing in chicken. Like the benches of the plaza, the booths of the restaurant are empty. The lone employee is talking with a friend. I order the day's special, half a chicken with salad and shredded cabbage. It suffices. The restaurant's atmosphere blurs together, yellow benches and tabletops drowned out by auxiliary lights. The doorway has no doors at all, and frames the night scene with detailed color. While eating, I mostly watch the two men around the grill, looking for signs why I shouldn't be out, when really I just have to look at myself to find the answer. My jeans and fleece aren't the flashiest articles of clothing, but they still say tourist and money, and these jeans are more expensive than your jeans, and you don't even have a fleece. These are things that I do not want them to say, but it's cold and this is what I have to fight against it. I finished the plate of food, forcing down every last bit of cabbage. I paid my tab upon ordering, so all that's left to do is leave. Nothing has changed outside. The streets are still desolate and the air stiff. I venture left, quickly finding a pedestrian walkway well lit, with lights on either side illuminating a clear path back to my plaza of desire. Each building has one or two shops that are slid shut for the night, and apartments or offices perched above. None rises more than 3 stories, but I still feel like I'm walking down a tunnel. I crest the hill and can see the fountain from the main plaza in the distance, and I feel it's a nice photo with the lights leading the eye to the fountain. I pull my camera from my back pocket, steady the frame, and snap the shot, noticing a couple blips near the plaza that weren't there before. Lowering my camera, 2 men come into focus. As a precaution, I zip my camera into my left jacket pocket. I debate changing streets, but as I look down other pathways, none have the lighting of my current trail. I'm mid-block when they cross the street and begin veering for me. It's not aggressive, and I keep walking straight ahead. A jackhammer starts up in the distance, cutting the silence of the night. The local in the black jacket barks into the drilling, asking how my night is going with an extended hand. I take it and tell him it's fine. Quickly, he inverts the hand, putting us in an arm wrestling grip. I try to take my hand away, but he grips harder and pulls me into his body. Instantly, his counterpart in the beige jacket bounds for the right pocket of my fleece, digging for my camera. I free my right arm, but black jacket wraps both his arms around me, his left under my free right arm, and his right around the outside of my left. With my free right arm, I punch beige jacket twice squarely above his left eye. I don't feel anything in my fist, so I must have caught him flush. I've never hit someone out of anger or defense in my life, and it feels good. Scary good. I know I hurt him because he backs off, waiting for his friend to get me under control. Black jacket wrestles my right arm into his grip, but I shuffle to get my back to his sternum, hitch my right foot behind his right ankle, and throw all my weight back, forcing us to the ground. We land hard, both my elbows slamming onto the cobbled footpath. For a moment I'm free, but instantly his legs wrap around my waist and both arms begin choking my airflow around my neck. Beige jacket enters the picture again, clamoring for my left pocket like a hungry dog after food. With my right arm occupied trying to pry black jacket's grip from my neck, I use my left to continue to punch beige jacket. Not having gravity on my side, my blows are not enough to have him yield a second time. 15 seconds into this violent threesome, I start making involuntary gargling noises. Lightness is entering my head, and I have to make a decision. Do I keep trying to punch this guy, or do I use my left arm to help my right free me from being choked to death? Not knowing what it's like to be in a life/death situation, I'm happy to say in retrospect that my thinking was clear. With both hands, I rip his arms from around my neck, causing a complete unwrapping of my body. By the time I'm on my feet, beige and black jacket are running, and I sprint after them. I'm furious, my adrenaline is erupting, and I know if I catch them I get my camera back. I know I can absolutely beat the shit out of beige jacket. I hope they split up. I want them to split up so I can take them one-on-one. I'm now the rabid one. I'm gaining, but they turn right onto a dark street, a street that I do not know. They are lost into the night, and this is not my city. These are their alleys, these are their shadows. I stop running. I can't believe I stop. How am I this reasonable, this objective? Under the bright lights, I pace like I've never paced, my feet trying to make indentations in the rock-laden walkway where moments ago I was scrambling for air, for a breath. I want something. I want them to feel pain, and I want to inflict this pain. I want my camera back. I want to find them.